I was about 6.5 years old when I realized that fashion can transform you. We had just moved, and just as I was trying to get used to a new place where everything was different in a new country, my mother took one of the boxes from the move and filled it with clothes that she didn't wear any longer. She called it my dress-up box. And a little black dress in that box is probably as important in who I have become as all the books I've ever read. Because fashion is about identity. Now, if you look around, do you see any naked people here today? This morning, we all got dressed. And what I'd like for you to do for just one moment is think about how you chose what you're wearing today and why. How do your shoes make you feel? Pinched? Powerful? How do they transform you? Because fashion affects your sensory understanding and experience. I'm trying to make it work. Fashion affects your sensory experience and understanding of everything that surrounds you. And at its best, it can make you move, breathe, and feel in ways that make you more alert, more active, more creative, more productive, and more seductive. People dream, and we've spoken about this today, several people have mentioned it, about uploading our brains into computers. But fashion is a way we upload our minds into our bodies every single day. It's a way we communicate who we are, what we feel, what we think, who we'd like to be. It can give us a sense of belonging, or it can make us stand out. UNESCO, for the first time in its history last year, for the first time recognized the fashion outfit as part of our cultural heritage. It's a wedding dress from the area of Tlemcen in northern Algeria. And, thank you. And it's only worn on a single day in a woman's life, but it actually takes years in the making. The amount of detailing is astounding. But more importantly, each stitch is embedded with meaning. Because fashion is about rituals, and it's a way, just like code, that we transmit value. And that is actually why it is also very scary. A lot of people feel vulnerable about fashion. The first thing that happened when I told anyone that I was giving a speech about fashion was that they apologized for what they were wearing. The reason it makes us feel so vulnerable is because it's highly interactive. It's our interface. The designer Ying Gao did a brilliant project where she actually visually shows us how this works. She embedded dresses with eye-tracking technology. So the dress actually becomes activated as you look at it with your eyes. Take a look. In the fashion industry, people assume that I'm constantly scanning people and judging them like some character out of the movie Mean Girls or like the Fashion Police. What I'm actually much more interested in is what you could be wearing. And that is dramatically changing because fashion itself is being completely transformed by technology. On the one hand, you have no more need for a fashion show invitation because you can watch the shows online, live. Blogs are democratizing fashion. Social media is rendering it more accessible. Magazines are morphing into easy click and buy catalogs. Display windows are now digital. You can, with your smartphone, buy and shop online on an online fashion portal anytime, anywhere. And if you should still go into the store, you can use your smartphone to get more information or better prices for what you're looking at. On the other hand, 3D printing is going to revolutionize manufacturing. So dresses like these, by the designer Iris van Herpen, for the moment are mainly being worn by the likes of Lady Gaga. But in the future, you could imagine doing your online order, and then instead of having it shipped, you just have it printed, made to measure. One day, you might be able to download any single dress that you'd like and just pirate it. 4D printing looks like it's going to make it possible for us to have clothes that adapt to the weather, or even to your weight. If you gain some, if you lose some, your clothes will adapt. So all this technology sounds very positive. It sounds like it's democratizing fashion. But one of the biggest risks that we face is losing. All this technology requires investment. Large companies can afford both the technology, the tools, and hiring people who have the knowledge or to learn over time how to use these tools. Independent visionaries will have a much harder time keeping up. A large company, usually with a lot of shareholders, will be mainly interested in producing commercial products. So it's in their best interest to simply track what you bought before and propose more of the same. In the meantime, with online shopping replacing traditional retail, the intermediaries between the designers and the customers is slowly disappearing. These intermediaries were taking the risks that supported these designers. So now the independent creatives that have the potential to transform you have online windows, but they have to cover all the costs of the production by themselves. So you, the person wearing fashion, could lose the possibility to be or become exquisite. Because the key to the exquisite is knowledge, cultivation, discernment, and taking risks. It's not crowdsourcing. Crowdsourcing might work for a t-shirt, but do you really want to crowdsource your identity? So how can we ensure that you still have a choice? That you don't have to wear the same outfit you're wearing today over and over again and again every day of your life. Disruption, hacking, and piracy are actually an essential part of fashion. That's how trends get generated and disseminated. Fashion designers take inspiration from other eras, other cultures, and technology. Just the Fashion Week now that just wrapped up, designers quoted inspiration ranging from Man Ray to Chinese mathematics. One of the most beautiful ways disruption is used in fashion is the collaboration of the New York-based design duo, Isabel and Ruben Toledo. Isabel will conceive with mathematical precision a flat pattern of a dress. She explains how the dress will drape on the human body to her husband, who then sketches the dress. And the final dress is made as a result of both the pattern and the sketch, and all the disruptive possible misunderstandings and communications that happen in between. The result is a wildly playful marriage between fashion and art. Fashion is not like nanotechnology. It doesn't make a lot of sense to make a dress infinitely small. However, what if nanotechnology and fashion married? What if they played together? Just like this dress can only reach its potential when it's worn. Wearable devices, in order to work, have to be put on. As some people mentioned today as well, we have wearable devices now that help us stay fit. There are already now shoes to guide the blind. There's fabric that helps administer medication to those who are forgetful. There's a bra that allows us to detect breast cancer earlier than a mammogram. That is not even revolutionary anymore. What would be if they were beautiful. So, how do we get fashion and technology to work together? We know that fashion could gain in functionality and poetics through technology, and we know that technology, to be more desirable, needs the help of fashion designers and curators. So how do we get the mean girls and the geeks? Maybe having a dress-up box in every tech company is a little ambitious. But what if fashion universities and technology universities started to collaborate? That kind of technology mixture of fashion, that kind of Renaissance thinking, could generate creative hubs where real exchange could happen. One of the challenges they could work on together would be to address an increasingly aging population and help us all age gracefully. Since getting dressed is all about creative problem solving and interacting with others, what if tech companies like Google, Yahoo, or Twitter had a fashion designer or curator in residence, letting their employees and their CEOs experience how their creativity and productivity would change if they dressed differently? What I hope that you will be wearing in the future is not just clothes that make you look good, but clothing that can be perceptive of your needs. Why not have a dress in which each pearl can tell the story of how it was made and by whom? Why not clothes that can play with your senses? If that seems a little abstract, I'd like to show you the human heart. This project by Dee Mindstone was supported by the Queen Mary University of London. What I love about it is that both visually and audibly, it shows how clothing can interact with what surrounds us. When you leave this room today, you will still be wearing the clothes you came in with. But even if you're not wearing a harp or the cape of a superhero, you are wearing the power to transform. Thank you.